Okay. We were recording. We recording.
We're recording.
Okay.
All
Hey
right.
y'all.
What's going on, y'all?
This one I just
Yeah, I mean, there is no, like, I gotta take my earrings off because I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight.
yeah I don't
On so many levels. I am so,
disgusted.
yeah, it just has me, I'm just thinking about just a lot of things as being a member of a Black Greek letter organization.
D9, what
And
is y'all doing? Let's just come on now. Let's
yeah,
give
let's
it.
let's get
Let's
into
put it
it.
out there because I'm not. I'm really irritated and I'm like, come on now. So if y'all haven't heard, um, you know, what's
20-year-old Caleb
yes, Caleb.
Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
who was a junior mechanical engineering
Was
major
pledging for
at Southern
Omega
University.
Sci-Fi.
He was also a part of the
Mm-hmm.
Human Jukebox marching band, was pledging Omega Sci-Fi with 8 other individuals when
Mm-hmm.
he collapsed, had a seizure, passed away while pledging. And I already knew. So he passed away on February 27th. When I first heard about his death, I already knew. And they said he died at Sherwood
Yeah.
Community Park.
And it
I already
wasn't.
knew.
Yeah.
At 3:15 in the morning, they took him to the hospital, and
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, okay, I know that some fuckery foul shit most definitely happened to this young man
Mm-hmm.
because I'm thinking about the time. I'm like, okay, 3:15 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay. It's taking me back
Nobody's playing
to
basketball.
my
Hazing
yeah.
days.
It's taking me back
Mm-hmm.
to my time trying to get into an organization, and I'm like, 3:15. What was I doing at 3:15? Anybody knows that is in D9? You guys know what happens in the twilight hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to leave it at that. You know what happens in the twilight hours. You know what happens in the twilight hours, which is ridiculous. When this young man's parents sent him to school, they sent him to become a well rounded individual. They sent him to get an education. They sent him to come home in 4 years to get that degree. They did not send him for him to come home and for them to be laying him to rest. So let's get into the story. So, initial
I want to
reports.
because yeah,
Let's
yeah,
get into it.
and it's not just D9. It's all
Oh no,
no
hazing is the
yes
white organizations, it's
all
our
over.
organizations, it is the bands,
They
professional
don't care about the bands
organizations.
though. Let's
Yeah,
talk
they
about it.
do. Professional
No, I'm talking about the
organizations,
no. I'm talking about
athletic
I'm
organizations.
talking
This shit
about
is horrible.
the brothers and sisters. They don't care about the bands. So let's get into this. So first, let's talk about the whole
Yeah,
what
let's
happened.
yeah.
Let's line
Okay.
it up. So you said what happened. So that's not really what happened.
Yeah, I knew when I first saw this shit, I was
Oh, I knew it
like,
was a cover up.
when they say he died in a park and oh, initiation activities, and I'm like, he was at
Playing
he,
basketball.
so yes, okay, so let's get into the days. So we already know as this investigation was unfolding each and every
Mm-hmm.
day, more information has come out. So right now
So let's
we
talk about the
know,
first. They said that they
okay,
were in the park.
they said that they were in the park,
Mm-hmm.
that the 9 young men were in a line and they were participating in the activities. They said that Caleb collapsed,
Playing
had a
basketball.
seizure. Well, that's before we knew about the basketball.
Oh well,
When
yeah,
it when
this
it
is before. Oh
initially
yeah, you're right.
happened, they said he
Collapsed
collapsed,
and had a seizure.
had a seizure. They took him to the hospital. Okay. Now, as each day is unfolding,
Mm.
we know reporters, everybody, they questioning, cops are questioning people, more details are unfolding. So now they're saying that Caleb passed away playing basketball. But the gag is Caleb was killed inside of a warehouse where pledging activities were going on. And he and his 8 line brothers were being pledged by 15 to 20 members. So this means I don't know how many active members were in the undergraduate chapter, but let's just say those members were there. And guess who else was there? Because we already know D9.
To the
We
chat.
we know what we know D9. When we have lines on, what happens? You call the old head pro fights. You call them, hey, yo, chapter. We having we got some boys on, we got some girls on, and this is where we're gonna be. So what happened was they were in a warehouse, and come to find out, the warehouse belongs to two of the undergraduate members' father. They're all members of Omega Psi Phi. So the Omega's father and his friend own the warehouse where the fuckery was happening. Now, mind you, if the men that owned the warehouse did not, you can't, and I'm not even gonna say they knew that this, they knew that when they take on a line, when it's set time, we need a place to put our pledges so the fuck shit can happen. And so that means we're gonna call the bros, we're gonna call the sorors in, we're gonna do whatever we need to do while while pledging takes place. And so that's basically what was going on. So they said about 15 to 20 members of the organization were there dealing with the pledges as they were online. Now, for those of you, and I'm gonna get a little, I'm gonna get a little. No, yes, I am. I'm gonna get a little.
No.
I'm gonna get a little real
No.
in a moment. Yes, I am.
Okay.
So
News.
no, yes,
I
I'm gonna get a little real.
can't
Yes, I can.
divulge.
Yes, I can. Because our information is already being divulged on YouTube. All the organization's information has been divulged. Everybody's process, everybody's rituals, it's all over. It's all over
Okay, well,
YouTube.
let's talk about the.
It's all over YouTube.
Okay, well, can we talk about how that happened? So yeah.
So
it
no,
was
I'm
a
no what
blow
I'm
to the chest.
right, but what I'm trying to tell you, I'm
How
trying to
many-
explain some things.
No, I know, but how many?
I don't know, but I'm trying to explain the culture of what happens. So with these young men being online, they feel the need, anybody online, they feel the need of having to prove themselves to be part of these organizations. And I'm going to say, in the words of Malcolm X, by any means necessary.
Yeah.
Okay? So in the Greek world, there
You have to
are
prove
two
yourself.
terms. There is a maid versus paper conversation. So
Ooh, don't do the
paper,
Don't do the paper.
so paper is anybody
respected.
that, paper is anything that happens above ground. Basically, that happens legally. Anybody that is quote unquote made means
You went
that
through the trials and tribulations.
that means they beating the fuck out of you. I'm not
Well, that's
sugarcoating
the trials
anything.
and
No, I'm not talking trials and tribulations. They beating the fuck out of you.
No, I know.
No, I'm not calling it trials and
Can
tribulations. No, I'm
know.
being raw
I know
and
what you
real.
said. Okay.
No, I'm not
Oh,
calling
I
it
love
trials.
this Nick News.
I'm
Okay.
not calling it trials. I'm
They're
not
fucking
calling
you
it
up. I know what you said.
tribulations. They're fucking you up. They beating the fuck out of you. Blood is gonna be drawn. You might crack a rib. You might have blood in your piss. Anything that you could
You might
think
need your
of.
stomach pumped because you're
Yeah, you
intoxicated.
basically you
So
could
much,
you could
so
die.
much alcohol in
Basically
you.
you
Yeah.
could die. Basically you could die.
Yeah.
So you have to decide, okay, am I gonna die today? What am I gonna do? Am I feeling froggy today? So it's pretty much you're playing Russian roulette each and every day that you meet up at night for what they call set. So there are things that happen in the daytime that is
Just so you
above
can
ground
cross the
activities. No, that
No,
don't mean
I'm
you can
saying
cross the
that-
sands.
no.
No.
I know that, but
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
I know that. I'm just saying
No.
they doing all this.
No.
just to-
Everything
no, I'm
that
just saying they're doing
happens-
all this to join the organization.
Right, but
I'm talking about the pledges. But let's give.
no, but the pledges are the ones that's trying to join the
That's
organization.
what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the. Yeah, I'm talking about the pledges. Not. Yeah, you doing like you allowing this just so you could join.
So
When it's enough, it's enough.
That's the question, and
Can
that's
I ask you
what.
something real quick because I know
Yeah, I'm
when
sorry, and my thing is I'm not trying to like
when was enough for
I'm
you?
not trying to get mad at you or I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just so angry
No, I get that.
by this young man passing away that it has really made me feel embarrassed
Hmm.
and ashamed to be a part of something. It is making me recall it's basically bringing
Hmm.
back trauma that I suppressed.
Why did you continue then? Can I ask you that?
Because well, when you
Yeah.
start something, you want to finish it.
Okay.
When you starting shit, you want to finish
But
it.
when was enough? Like, it,
When
you
was
never
enough
got to
enough?
that. Yeah.
Enough was enough when they put them letters on my chest. That's when enough was a fucking enough. When they put them letters on my chest, that's when
So what
enough
if
was
you had to
enough.
go through this same thing, this ordeal as this young man? What if they was punching your chest,
Who's to say they wasn't? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The
but
traumas
you
that you
survived?
face.
But you
By the
want,
grace of God, I survived. I
thank
didn't have
God.
to.
But you wanted the
I didn't have.
letters.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. The
No, that's what.
mentality,
No,
the
no.
mentality
Nick
is
News. I'm just
crazy.
doing this because I
No,
want
I
the
know what
audience
you.
to
No, I
understand.
know what you're doing.
Because I want them to understand.
By any means necessary.
Yeah.
So yeah. So when you have that type of mentality, you you are going to do whatever. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the chaos and the confusion and the bullshit that they put you in, the situations that they put you in. It's a fight or flight type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, first of all, your adrenaline,
Because they want to weed.
yeah, the
They want to weed the
adrenaline.
people out.
Well, they're not going. They really don't. Nobody. If somebody, it's rare that you would find somebody
Mm-hmm.
dropping line. You see what I'm saying? Like somebody would
That's
probably,
rare. Yeah. You
yeah,
know.
somebody would probably drop line before they officially,
Mm-hmm.
officially start the
I have
process.
I have rarely heard of somebody dropping line.
Yeah.
They want to get them letters.
Well, I know
That's
somebody.
yeah.
I had somebody drop my line. So, yeah, somebody was with me and on
Mm.
mine, and they ended up like, "Yo,
Mm.
I can't do it.
Well, that's expected because not
I
everybody.
can't
Yeah,
do
I can't
it."
do it.
Yeah, and
Let's,
you know what? And the thing
let's
is,
get back to Caleb.
I'm not, I'm not, I ain't mad at him for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at him.
Because I just want to I just want
So
to say this
yeah, let's
though
continue talking about
because
Caleb. So I was just
it's
trying to,
not
I was
just
trying to paint
the
a
no I
picture
know that
for
no
Caleb and
but
what
it's not
he
the
was probably
just
going
the
through.
omega sci-fis because a lot of people
It's
just yeah
everybody. It's
and it's like a
everybody.
lot of people are
Everybody's
going in
guilty.
on omega sci-fis. It's not just D9. It's all
Well,
fraternities,
it's all the
sororities.
fraternities and
Yeah,
sororities. However,
but I
we're
get what you're
yeah,
saying. We
we're
want to
going in
because that's us.
because this
D9 is us. The
we're going
culture.
we're going in on them because I mean, I'm mad when I see, honestly, when I saw the young white man, young
Yeah.
white boy that passed away for chugging too much alcohol. He chugged too much
And I don't know what it
alcohol.
is. It's a series on one of the shows, and I watched the TV station, and they were talking about all that, and I'm like, and they mentioned it was so funny because they didn't mention they mentioned the AK,
Yes, everybody is guilty of
but
it.
two girls died because they were
Yes.
like going
Two women pledging Alpha Kappa
because the
Alpha passed
girl
away.
they
Yes.
put them in like they blindfolded them and went
And
into
took them
the
to the water.
ocean,
Yes.
and one girl could swim, but she was like, oh, the other girl couldn't swim, and she was like, I want to save her. Well, I don't
Yeah,
want to
and
get
they ended
emotional.
up,
Y'all, I
yeah,
don't want to get
they ended
emotional
up
because I was
passing away.
sad.
And here's the
Yeah.
this is what made me think more about Caleb. So,
And the mother was like, you know,
but here's the thing:
she,
after the girls died, guess what? The big sisters took everybody's phone and was deleting text messages.
delete,
You
yeah,
don't know me. You don't know me.
yeah.
Ah, da, 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 this didn't happen. This didn't happen.
And that's
So
what the
yes. So
speaking.
okay, let's keep
Let's,
talking
yeah,
about Caleb. Okay,
yeah.
so what we end up finding out about Caleb is that Caleb was at this warehouse. 15. So imagine you, 8 other people standing in line. You're pledging. You have 15 to 20 people in your face. Da, 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 They spitting on you. They smacking you in the face. They smacking
Degrading
the
you,
back of your
yeah.
neck. They got you.
Basically
Yeah,
degrading you.
somebody probably doing jumping jacks. Somebody probably doing push-ups. They probably sitting on your back as you doing push-ups, doing all this crazy type of stuff. Now with the Omegas, they call themselves the sons of blood and thunder.
Thunder,
So
yeah.
when they do that, thunder, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So they punching, everybody's getting punched in the chest. Now, mind you,
Well, they get branded too.
well, that's after the
You get
fact.
it.
That
Yeah.
that's
Rest in
bullshit.
peace to my
That's
uncle. He
bull.
was Omega.
Yeah,
And that's why I kind of get like, I'm like,
that's yeah. So just imagine you got 15 to 20 people. First of all, you got to take blows probably from the people that's pledging you that's in the chapter. Then the old heads are coming in, so they got to get their licks in too. So you could say I was made. So yeah, so they getting their licks in too. So just imagine they punching everybody. Dot 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 dot. It's Caleb's turn to take the punches. Okay, and let's just say somebody, because he's been hit so much, somebody hits that sweet spot that's just been waiting. They hit that sweet spot.
thank you.
He collapses.
Yeah.
He
Did they
seizes
call
out.
911?
Nobody called 911. Nobody administered CPR.
What did they
Nobody
do?
called 911.
What did they
So they
do?
pretty much watched him seize out. And they pretty much, what I'm thinking, because they said, according to the police, that they changed his clothing.
Of
So
course
they
they
watched
did.
Caleb die. They changed his clothing. Then they dropped his ass off at emergency and told the fucking doctors and nurses that he died playing basketball. And then they left his ass. Please explain to me how that promotes brotherhood.
I can't explain that to you. I really can't. I'm disgusted. I'm appalled. I mean, okay, you did the hate. Okay, if you did the hazing, whatever, you knew you was wrong. Get this man some help.
They didn't care.
What? You should have
I wanna,
changing,
did you ever tell me this?
changing clothes. This
Oh, no,
man
yeah.
is about to be dead, and you
But
worried about
probably dead.
changing.
They probably had to let him seize out first, because you never want to
First.
touch anybody that's having a seizure.
Yeah, you don't. But you sit there and change clothes, own up to what you did. Okay, well,
Have you?
it
Have you?
wasn't intentional murder, but it's like you gotta pay the consequences. Like,
And I feel like, now tell me how you feel about this. Do you feel like everybody that was there needs to go to jail?
yes,
I feel the same way. I feel
it
like
needs
all
to be-
15,
because
20.
all
The,
the people
the
who stood
owner, I feel the
by
owners
who
of the
didn't say
the owners of
nothing.
the owners of the owners of the space that they were in, they asses need to go to jail too.
Exactly. You didn't say nothing. You
Cause
stood by.
y'all knew what they was
Everybody,
using it for.
yeah.
Y'all knew what they was
If
using
you
that
knew what
warehouse
they was
for.
using for,
Y'all knew. And then one of the men is a councilman. One of the owners of the warehouse. Councilman.
Omega Stop at Q Dog.
Ah,
Q Dog.
right.
Oh, that's okay. So who owed? He's a Q Dog. Oh, you knew what the. Oh yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%. I got to do shit.
1,000%. So that's what just, it angers me, and it just makes me like, how it,
You
please
knew what
tell
they
me
was doing,
how
so they,
how is this promoting brotherhood? This young man, I don't mean to call him a boy, this young man, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, seeing these, wanting to be a part of an organization,
Yes,
wanting to be a part of an organization, want to be like,
barely lived his life.
yes, life cut short, wanting to be a part of a brotherhood, wanting to be a part of a brotherhood. Wanting to be a part of a brotherhood is like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do because I want to be a part of this brotherhood.
Can I
It's
ask
bigger
you
than me.
something? So, is it time to shut down the sororities and the fraternities because they can't, they're doing what they're doing, or should we continue with them?
I'm gonna
What
tell
is
you
your
this.
thoughts?
I feel like all of them, white and black, need to be
No, I
shut
said
down.
no. It's
Yeah. Everybody
Okay.
needs to be shut down.
Yeah.
And I feel like it needs to be revamped because, first of all, I'm gonna tell you this: with the D9, our founders started these community service. So please tell me how beating the hell out of somebody is community service. Like, tell me how that constitutes community
Yeah.
service. So when our founders started and birthed these organizations, they birthed them out of the fact that we could not join
into-
white
Thank you.
fraternities and sororities.
Thank you. And that's what it
We
was
could
about.
not,
So
yes.
it's like, why are we doing this in D9? Like, come on now. Thank you.
And so I'm telling you that again. So a lot of people will probably get mad about this, but they're upset that our organizations have, and people, they gonna come for me. I don't care. A lot of satanic things and cultish things are wrapped up in these organizations. They just are. And people can come for me if they want to in the comments. I don't give a shit at this time. I don't give a shit because of this young man dying. It has done something. It has done
It's
something
giving
to me.
cults, like a cult type.
It's not giving. It is a cult. We are organized.
Okay.
We are
I ain't gonna
organized
say it
gangs.
like, okay.
Well, I'll say it for
Yeah.
you. We are organized
I
gangs.
love you. I
We're
love it though.
organized gangs.
She giving what it gives.
We're
saying the
organized
truth.
gangs. We're
Yeah.
organized gangs. And here's the thing. This is what is so
And
crazy
it's not
now.
gonna stop
Oh hell
until
no,
they
it's not
stop
gonna
it.
stop. And what really made me mad was that the what is it? The international president of Omega Sci-Fi. Of course, he put out a, oh, my condolences, our condolences. That. Another thing that pissed me off, Ricky
Yeah.
Smiley. Oh, well, I talked to the mama. I talked to Caleb's mom and dad, and I know what it's like losing a son, because Ricky Smiley
He did.
recently lost his son. However, Ricky Smiley
That's
did
not on
not,
the same basis.
exactly. Ricky Smiley did not
Don't
condemn. He
thank
did
you.
not condemn
Don't
the
give me
frat's
that.
actions.
Don't give me that.
He did not say.
You should have been like, I'm appalled with the hazing process. That's what you should have said.
That's what he should have said.
You should have said, I'm appalled with the hazing process. Something has to be done. I feel for you. My condolences, but this hazing process, you didn't do that.
He didn't say that. He absolutely said nothing to that extent. And that's why I was sitting under his post and I was making these comments, and I was just
But
like,
they all do that.
yeah, and that's the thing. That was just like, I got so angry because I remember I saw where some girls pledging. Okay, so I saw another story. I was just on YouTube because I just started looking up a lot of things. So this one young lady committed suicide after pledging Alpha Kappa Alpha.
Not my
Yeah.
Wait, for real?
Yes.
She committed suicide.
She unalived herself after because of what she went through during the process.
Okay, I can understand.
So it's like, yeah, she was feeling suicidal.
It's kind of like, when they say the Vietnam War.
Yeah, no, it's very much so.
And
okay, so I'm gonna tell you this.
Back from no, can I say
PTSD.
This, yeah. When they come back from the Vietnam War, they're not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a perfect depiction. So that's the thing. Before going, I'm gonna say this: before pledging, a person is their true, authentic self. Okay, them going online pledging and are forced into creating a trauma bond with other people who, I want it as bad as you by any means necessary to get my letters. Trauma bonds are created. And so because they hype you up and they make you go through all this chaos, this confusion, being scared, all this type of stuff, and they put you in these panic induced situations that when you come offline, you are not the same person that you were. So let's just say if you was quiet and timid, and then that person coming offline, they very much, they loud, they ready to fight because they've been fighting like R. Kelly, I'm fighting for my life. Yeah, you fighting for your life.
So can I ask you this?
Yeah.
With your organization, what's the one thing you could say that was a good takeaway and a bad takeaway?
I'm going to be honest with you, and this is crazy because I just had this conversation with my mom, and I'm like, damn. I'm like,
Start off with a good takeaway.
I'm about to be honest, there is no good takeaway.
Okay. Did you
In
feel,
the whole
before you answer the question after this, did you feel like when you pledged, what was your takeaway? What was your expectations? That's what I want to say. When you pledged, what was your expectations?
To be a part of an amazing sisterhood full of just phenomenal women who have the same common goal.
Uplifting each other.
Yeah, but when you're going through it, you like,
So now I'm gonna get into the nitty gritty, the bad part. So what is your bad takeaways? And I'm gonna lead up with it.
The bad take.
Take it the bad takeaways, and I want you to lead up with. Would you, if you had to go back in time, would you pledge again?
If I had to go back in time, no,
Okay.
I would
So
not.
what's your bad takeaways?
What I was telling you, the chaos, the confusion, the losing weight, the not sleeping, the not eating, the always looking over your shoulder because you're scared, because you put in a vulnerable situation. So, yeah. And so when I think about it, it's just like, I'm just like, for me, like this whole Caleb situation just, it just hit real deep, and it's just bringing back repressed memories that I thought I had tucked away.
I'm just glad you're saying that because it's like you're saying, okay, the younger me, now that you're older, it's like,
oh yeah, the younger me was nuck if you buck.
Yes.
It was like, bitch, get out my way because I'm about to, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's
okay.
that, yes. So that's
Yes.
the young person's
That's-
mentality.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's the young person's mentality.
glad you said
The young
that.
person's
Yes.
mentality is I am
I'm glad
invincible.
you're saying that.
I'm invincible. Oh, so here's the thing. So when you are in an organization, here's the thing, and you are in undergrad, and you are walking
Not
on the
papers.
yard, and when you're walking on the yard, you have this superiority complex about you because your letters are,
Oh, I know.
you've allowed them to define you. So you walking, you like, I am that bitch. I am the one, the two, and the motherfucking three. So you walking around already head held high. I got my letters on. Let a bitch say something if they want to. Any woman that's coming up to me asking questions, they want to be down, and they gotta, they gotta get through me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's the mentality that the big sisters have. It's like, oh, these bitches got to get
But
through
that's
me.
yeah.
And so what a prospect is looking at, they are salivating. They are hungry. They're like, I want to be a part of the sisterhood. I want to da 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 da. And so they pretty much get their little Malcolm X on by any means necessary. And then it's like, okay, you get with the people that you about to pledge with, and you like, are you for real? For real? You down? You cool? Are you gonna flake out? Are you gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's like you want to size up the people that you're about to endure shit with, because you want to make sure they down. Because I don't want to look over and you running away, and then we like, what is that? What do they always? What is that? That one. It's not a meme, but it's like a shit. What do they be like? Sharkeisha, you know, Sharkeisha. Yes, yeah. I don't want to see Sharkeisha running away because she can't take it for today. You know, like when we said we was gonna do. Did you ever see that movie? And y'all, please watch the movie Burning Sands on Netflix. When you watch Burning Sands on Netflix, it talks about the final week of pledging, which is called Hell Week. And what is so crazy?
That's supposed to be coming out.
Kyle,
no,
let me tell you.
That's
this boy died the way that Caleb died. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The boy in the movie that died in.
But you have.
Listen.
First of all, like.
That boy died the way Caleb died. That boy died the way Caleb died.
I know, but they're not supposed to talk about that or whatever. But
who not supposed to talk about it?
A lot of people in orgs is talking about it now.
Yeah, as we should, because the thing is, it's like, when is enough gonna be enough? And then I'm reading comments on social media where people that are in the D9 are like, people that don't know shouldn't say nothing. They don't know nothing about. First of all, the police is letting you know everything that you need to know about what happened with this process. And people cannot say that, well, my chapter don't do this. Well, no. Everybody is under, it's an organization. It's the organization.
It's not about chapters. You sit up there.
If Delta Sigma Theta.
If your chapter don't do it, that's cool. But guess what? It's the same organization.
Nationally,
I
thank
don't
you.
care about chapter this, chapter that. I don't give a damn about the. See, now I'm getting mad because I don't give a damn about that chapter shit. Y'all sit up there talking about that chapter shit. It doesn't matter.
the organization
you still
as a
represent
whole.
the same organization as whole.
As a whole, and
And they
that's
wrong. If they wrong, you just say, "Oh, my chapter don't do." But they wrong. You should
yeah,
be similar. They wrong. They should be doing that
yes, the men
in that
of
chapter. You should
yes,
be like, in that chapter.
all of the men of Omega Sci-Fi right now should be trying. They should be going. They should be holding emergency chapter meetings,
Yes.
and they should be talking about what the
Yes.
fuck are we going to do
Yes.
when it comes to membership intake now. Like what the fuck? What's the new plan? Because this ain't it.
You know.
And the fact that you feel like
But
you
why we
need to
letting it
make
slide under the table all
somebody.
the time? It's not just the Omegas.
Yeah,
It's so
it's
many.
everybody.
Yes.
It's the Omegas, it's the Sigmas, it's the Zetas, it's the SG Rows, it's the AKAs, it's the Deltas, it's the Alphas. It is everybody. It's a killing culture. Like anytime you got chapters,
And it's so funny.
you got chapters.
don't do that
Oh,
type
yeah,
of
they
thing.
no. They tell you such and such is a non-hazing organization. So what's crazy to me is that you got chapters around the United States that the name of their nickname is Bloody such and such, the Death Chapter. Like who you what? Oh, I got made by the Death Chapter. And you came out alive? Like for real, like just think about it. If you are getting pledged by somebody and they constantly smacking the fuck out of you, beating the shit out of you, how are you going to like look at them at chapter meeting and be like, this my bro? Like how are you gonna feel being around that person after they whoop the shit out of you?
Fuck you.
Right, like for real. That's what right. I'm just wondering, like, you know, and I'm thinking about 19, 20-year-old me, and then
I thought you was talking about 1911.
no, I'm talking about shit, Kappas and Qs, 1911. But I'm thinking about yeah.
Well, first of all, Kappas was first, but Omegas, 1911. But
I'm just saying this
she
whole.
with a new. No, they all. It's all. They all. Yeah. Be held accountable.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it, and
It's one man right now who I forget his name.
Down.
His name is so he goes by his name on social media. He goes by like Uncle Chris. So he does these videos. He was pledging. He won't say because of legality reasons. And of course they paid him and he went through whatever. So he was talking about his experience and what happened. And so he had to undergo 2 surgeries and some skin grafts.
What they do? Acid on him?
They did a lot of stuff. But he had to go through 2 surgeries. And then there was another man who was denouncing, I want to say he was denouncing Omega Sci-Fi. And so I was looking on his YouTube channel. And so he put up on the screen, he was like, warning, watch this video at your own discretion. And so what he did was he showed pictures of his ass from taking wood.
Oh. Lord Jesus.
Yes.
You said what?
He showed pictures of what his ass looked like while he was taking wood.
Like a wood stick?
Wood, like being paddled.
Oh yeah,
yeah, so he showed
of
Lord. Him being paddled. So he showed
I thought you said this.
No, they was paddling like that's
yeah,
called it's called wood.
He was a mega like
well, they all do that.
Yeah.
They all get paddled.
They all do, but Omega Sci-Fi
they all do it.
They get it. Yeah.
So they do it. So it was so it was showing how he had took pictures of one of his line brothers. Like I guess they go back to the house after they done. So he was showing pictures of what it looked like
before
raw.
Yeah.
And then he showed another picture of what it looked like cracked and bloody.
Oh.
And then he showed another picture of when. So what happens is after you get so much wood, you bleed.
It's gonna bleed.
It bleeds. It crusts over. It gets hard, and it becomes a shell. So then he showed a picture of what the shell looked like. So it was like black and pussy and all this stuff. And it was like he ended up having to like go to the hospital.
And it's like, you know, people survive, but what about the people who don't? Like Caleb, he didn't survive.
Oh.
You sitting here punching his chest.
Yeah.
Everybody's lining up and punching his chest. And y'all don't even have to say that. I knew when I seen that, I'm like, oh yeah, no, they was
Yeah, when they talk about
they was punching his chest.
So maybe what he had, maybe he had underlying conditions.
No, they was punching his chest.
But the fact, can you just imagine you supposed to be pledging into a brotherhood or a sisterhood?
How's that a brotherhood?
You die, and then they don't even have the decency to
call 911.
Yeah, to call 911. And then they change your clothes, and then they leave you like Weekend at Bernie's, dropping your ass off at the
left
hospital.
My son for dead.
Shit, for dead. You left him dead.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just cannot.
That's what it was.
It's like,
you left him for dead.
It's just
you didn't care.
Yeah, you did not care.
Because they probably think, oh, I survived what I had to go through.
Yeah.
Well, you need to do the same.
So right now we know one person, Caleb McRae, is in custody right now because he turned himself in and after speaking to his attorneys. We also know right now that 2 more people are in the process of being arrested. I need to check online to see if we know who those 2 people are, but they said in the next coming days they would imagine more arrests. And I'm going to say this, everybody that was at that warehouse needs to be fucking arrested. I don't care if you a grown-ass man with a family, with kids, your ass knew what you was doing when you drove down to that warehouse.
I'm trying to get help.
You said what?
If I didn't have my phone, if they took their phones, because you know they do.
Oh, yeah.
But I would have tried to get help. I'm leaving. I don't care about no damn letter.
You know what was crazy? So, the opening, one of the first big scenes of that movie Burning Sands was like, okay, the Big Brothers had called the pledges to the park for their morning set at 6 a.m. So initially it's 6 of them online, okay? So they got them doing the exercises. So one boy that is a legacy, they really picking on him. That's Trevor Jackson. Trevor that played on Grownish. So Trevor Trevor is the legacy.
Yeah,
and so, I'm sorry, he's not a legacy because his father dropped line. So he's trying
that made it worse,
right.
Woo.
So his father was pledging a frat, ended up dropping line. So, of course, his daddy did because he said his daddy never made it.
The same fraternity?
Well, he did not make it because the line brother died. Remember, they killed him. Yes. So nobody got in.
Ooh.
Right. So one of the beginning scenes is they meet them at the park, 6 o'clock in the morning. They are doing the activity. So the one big brother doesn't like, and his name is Zurich. He doesn't like Zurich. So he pulls Zurich out of line. The brothers they running in place. And so they got Zurich in a plank position, Burning Sands on Netflix. Oh. So they have Zurich.
I seen the other one. It's something.
Listen, when I tell you watch Burning Sands, and you will see what the pledge process is like, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well,
so you think you do?
No, I got my connections, but
you think you do.
No, I know it's way worse than it needs to be shut down. And look, before you continue, it just needs to be shut down. It's like
everybody. It needs to be every organization, Black, Greek, White, Greek. They need to be shut down.
I don't care about just D9 and all that.
Yeah, no, everybody. Yes,
how is it
because I'm not just talking about Caleb. Like I said, that white young man that they had. I don't even know what the liquor was, but they had that man drinking that liquor.
Let me just say this though, because it was like, when I was in high school, my teacher, I don't know what fraternity, he was in the fraternity. He used to tell us this story. He was like, yeah, but they had like, it was more of a trust thing, or it was like,
like a trust fall.
They had, they had glass under, they had a little plank, build up a little plank, and they had glass, and they were blindfolded. And it was like, you guys got to jump off the little plank and go into the last. It was about a trust thing. So they blindfolded him, and he was like, "Oh shoot!" Like he like, and he did it, but of course they moved it out the way.
Of course they did.
Yeah, but that he was old. That was back in when it was flashing back in the day.
That's probably when it was.
Yeah, don't say my.
No, it probably
Well,
said
you-
no. I was
you
probably
reach
gonna
it.
say. First of all, I'm not. The people know they've called us auntie and
Yes,
uncle in the
they
comments.
did. I don't
Yes,
care.
yes,
And
because we are, and
But
is.
that was back in the day. But that's what pledging was really. I appreciate.
It wasn't
that.
it wasn't as strenuous and it wasn't
Yes.
as
Thank you.
ridiculous. It wasn't as life threatening as it is now.
Yeah. 'Cause-
So
yeah.
yeah. So anyway, it was 6 boys online in Burning Sands initially.
Okay,
They're at the
Burning
park.
Sands, I mean.
Zurich is in a plank position. The other
I need
brothers
my
are.
assistant.
The other brothers are jogging in place. So Zurich is in a plank position. The big brother gets mad, starts kicking him in the ribs, in the stomach. Then his homeboy is like, hold on. So his homeboy gets in a plank position too to like protect him. So then the big brother gets mad at the friend, and the dude had locks. So he pulling them by the locks and talking shit to him. So then the boy that he pulled by the locks was like, you know what, man? He was like, fuck you, fuck this. And he drops line. So he looks at Zurich and he's like, come on, Z, let's
Burning
go.
Sands.
Burning Sands on Netflix. So he like, come on, Z, let's let's go. And of course Zurich does not go, and him and his friend are no longer friends because he wants to finish, the process. But again, it ends with Hell Week, the final night before they're supposed to cross the Burning
That's
Sands.
the worst week.
This is the worst night. It's the worst
Night.
week, but the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, the week is horrible,
Yeah.
but hell night
That's
before,
yeah.
yes, it is like, so I would imagine, I'm quite sure that Caleb's passing may have been hell night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because what
Yeah.
is it? February, yeah. So that's probably was
You might
hell
have to
night with
pause.
15 to 20. In
No, continue.
15 to
Y'all,
20
I'll be right back. Continue.
in the warehouse. So I'm still going.
Yes.
Tinkle, tinkle, little star. No.
You know what you're
So,
talking about.
yeah, so with the 15 to 20 of them just there beating the shit out of this boy until he seizes out. What is crazy about Burning Sands is the same fucking thing happens in Burning Sands. They do the same thing. They work the hell out of this kid so bad, beat the shit out of him to where he collapses, he seizes, and he's foaming at the mouth. And as he's foaming at the mouth, everybody stops and they get scared. And they're frozen and they're looking at him. And dude ends up dying. And then what do? They end up putting him in a car and they end up taking him to the hospital, dropping him off. And that's pretty much it. And I just can't. So I just think it's wrong. I think it's disgusting. It's trifling. And the only good thing about this is that Caleb's father is a retired officer who works in that parish where everything has happened. So again, right now, 3 people are facing charges. As of now, we don't know who the other 2 gentlemen are, but more arrests, I'm sure, are on the horizon. And I hope that Caleb Wilson's family sues the dog shit out of the organization. And shit, Southern University too. I ain't even gonna sue Southern. Sue Omega Psi Phi, get your coins and start the healing process and start advocating for
Sorry, y'all.
I just feel like his family should now become advocates for hazing deaths. And I feel like that should be the charge that they take
Honestly,
moving forward.
yeah.
Yeah.
As,
I feel like that's the charge that they need to take.
With that, I just think fraternities and sororities need to be on the pause. They need to
Oh well, Southerns
stop.
are.
They
Southern
need to stop
University
them.
has
They need
paused, but I feel
all of them.
nationwide. No, I feel right.
Yeah,
So Southern has paused, but I feel nationwide.
all of them.
Everybody.
Because it's just not just this. It's not Caleb. It's so many. We can see so many.
It's so many
people's
other Caleb's
names.
right now.
Yes.
It's so many Caleb's right
Yes.
now.
And
That's probably
women, men,
nursing
and
a cracked
yes.
rib. That's
Not
nur-
even or dead.
that we don't know about. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be before it makes headlines.
It
but
doesn't make headlines all like that because it was the one show I watched and it was I
You said a show. It couldn't have been real life.
no it was
because-
no it was real no.
No, all these people that be passing away, they
I mean it makes maybe but it doesn't make the big headlines. No, because it was an AKA and the story with
that made national news. You talking about the two that passed away drowning?
yeah.
Yeah, that made national news. Those are national
Homegirl comes
news.
swim and she was like I don't even want to talk about that.
And then,
that
like I
was
told you, the
disgusting.
one that
was
unalived
disgusting.
herself, yeah.
But it was on a
And then I saw ones where
I don't know what the series is called, but it was on.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
it's a series. It's a hate. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
hating series.
But they only talk. I'm like,
I kind of want to watch.
I
That.
don't. No, they only talk about at a D9. They only talk about AKAs. I was mad.
Oh, because they was just talking about them.
I'm like, when they, I'm like, okay, and I seen the preview. I'm like, oh, they
Like,
D9.
what other
And I
people?
was like, when I seen that, I was like,
You know why? Because it was probably the one lady's family that did it. So
Yeah.
one of the ladies' families did. Yeah, they did do a docu-series about it because they still trying to come for Alpha Kappa Alpha. And my thing is Alpha Kappa Alpha again sent the same tired ass letter. Oh, we send our condolences, and it's just like, come on. Thoughts and prayers are
No,
only
I-
gonna go but so
no,
far.
I understand that, and it's like you shouldn't be doing
Thoughts
a
and prayers.
ocean. You don't know who swims and who doesn't. You're blindfolded and you're walking them into an ocean. It's so. Here's the thing. I'm not saying okay, punch to the chest. It doesn't matter. Everything has consequences. You don't know who could swim. She couldn't swim. The girl who could swim, she was cool, but she saw her and she knew she could. She tried to rescue her.
Yeah, and the current
they
had
both-
took them.
yeah.
Yeah, the current had got the best of them.
Mhm.
So I don't know. We're
gotta end.
I don't
It's
know.
just-
I feel like
It's gotta stop.
we're gonna probably turn this into a mini series because I want to talk more
Yes, we
about
definitely
it
do,
and
'cause I'm
about
disgusted.
how. Yeah, honestly, I wanna. So I know we talked about Caleb Wilson in this one, but I wanna highlight.
Everybody.
Yeah, I wanna highlight. Yeah, next week we'll highlight the two
Mm-hmm.
women that pledged, that were pledging AKA.
Yes.
And then I do want to talk about the young women that were pledging Delta Sigma Theta and they died in a car crash
Yeah.
because they were sleepy, coming, trying to drive back to campus. So y'all continue to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we will catch
We
y'all in
heard
the
y'all.
next one.
Oh, that's a.
Bye, y'all.